Hi guys, Jay here, and this is my fantasy team for the Women's Super League. So, my name's Jay, and I actually mainly play Formula One fantasy on this channel. But I have an interest in women's football because, mainly because my little niece, she has been training for the past year and just joined her first under 10s team, and so the family's taken an interest in women's football over the past year, um, following it, enjoying it, but also for my little niece as well, it's good, good insight for her. That said, last year I dipped my toes into fantasy women's super league a little bit, but I didn't take it seriously. Whereas this year, I'm not saying I'm taking it seriously, but I'm gonna play along, try and learn as much as I can, and see how I do. Um, that said, if you're new to the game, the same as I am, you have a £100 million budget to pick your team. You get 11 players, you get four substitutes, and there's some boost chips that you can play, triple captain, bench boost, and the wall. If you want more information on how to play Fantasy Women's Super League and on these chips, I'll put a link in the description. But there's a guide on how to use your power ups to maximize your points. I'll admit I haven't delved deep into the guide because I'm just, like I say, I'm playing for fun at the moment and just learning as I go along. That said, you can only have uh, no more than three players from a single team. So, for me, you'll see here, I've actually got four teams in my 11 side squad. I've gone with Hampton, Lucy Bronze, and Charles from Chelsea. Lucy Bronze obviously just signed from Barcelona over the summer. My only concern about Lucy Bronze, and I hope I'm wrong, I hope she's not going to be a bench player. She's a starter as far as I'm concerned, and I'm hoping she will be a starter at Chelsea. I haven't watched much of the pre-season, so I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened during pre-season. But Hampton is surely a shoe-in for number one, I think, goalkeeper. I say Lucy Bronze, and then Charles, who got 130 points last season, England's left back, one of my favourite players, and she's also my vice captain. My other two defenders, and there's a reason I've got players from the same team in both of these rows, and I'll get to that in a minute. But for defenders, I've gone with Turner and Letitia, and if I remember correctly, Letitia is now the team captain at Man United. I think I could be wrong because Katie Zellum has left; she's gone to America. So I've gone with Turner and Letitia as my other two defenders. For midfield, and this is where I'm a little weak. I have got Coombs and Hasagawa from Man City. I did have Jill Rood, but I needed to go with someone a little cheaper just to beef up my team a bit. So I brought in Coombs for Jill Rood, and Hasagawa I like anyway. So I've brought in Hasagawa. And then this is where I would say I'm a bit weak. I've got Cooney, Cross, and Marnham from Arsenal in midfield. Just not to take anything away from them, but there are, I would say, stronger candidates for these positions. But again, it's a financial thing for me. So I've got Cooney, Cross, and Marnham. Expecting big things from Cooney Cross. Mine's pretty decent. But then up front, I've got Bunny Shaw and Blackstenius. Bunny Shaw is my captain. Bunny Shaw was 100% guaranteed. She's in my team. 137 points last season. I love watching Bunny Shaw. She's one of the best strikers, if not the best striker in the league, in my opinion. I even enjoyed watching her for Jamaica during the World Cup the other year. I think she's great. It's funny because as me and the family, as in I say my family, like me, my mum, my sister, and obviously my niece, as we've been following the women's game, I've kind of taken a liking to Chelsea. My mum's taken a liking to Man City, so there's a bit of a rivalry between me and my mother over those two teams. um, but that said, Bunny Shaw is actually my favourite striker in the league, so she was definitely in my team. And I've got Blackstenius. Originally, I had Naz from Tottenham, but after making some financial changes, again, I had Clinton from Man United originally in midfield. But after making some financial changes, I brought in Blackstenius, who I think is a safe number 2 striker. So that's my starting 11. Does mean my bench is very weak. Other than probably the goalkeeper, I've got D'Angelo from Aston Villa. She's just signed from Arsenal, I believe, and if I remember correctly, she's a Canadian international. So she's my backup goalkeeper. I apologise, I don't know much about my other 3 subs. I've got Hunt from Tottenham. I've got Josie Green from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace just got promoted, tipping Charlton by a single point, which again for our family was quite a bit of a thing, because my niece, where she trains, she's actually trained by Charlton players, so we kind of follow Charlton a little bit, so we were a bit gutted. That said, ironically, Crystal Palace is actually now my nearest Super League team to where I am, so I'll be following them with interest. But I've got Josie Green in midfield, and I've got Chastity Grant as my backup striker. Again, my bench is very, very weak because I've tried to beef my starting 11 as much as possible. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Again, I'm new to this league. I'm new to this game. I'm new to this league, so this is a learning curve for me. Now, as I said, the reason I have got like 2 Chelsea in defence, 2 United defence, 2 City midfield, 2 Arsenal midfield is because of this one, the wall, which basically, oh no, I don't want to do that. What the wall does, my understanding is, it gives your defence double more points and your midfield a little bit more points. I can't remember the exact numbers, but the wall is what you're going to want to play when you think there's a good chance of a clean sheet for your teams within this area. So that's why I've gone for those kind of those synchronizations. So, you know, when I feel like these 4 teams, that being United, Chelsea, City and Arsenal, have got a good chance of clean sheets, that'll be the time for me to play the wall. That said, I think the wall is the least of my power ups that I'm worried about using anytime soon. You've got bench boost, which is your subs, I believe, don't score points unless you play bench boost. You can, on formation, you can swap your players around. For example, I could bring in Hunt for Cooney Cross, and then, you know, and then I could bring her back in. So you can even change formation and all that. But the point is, it's the starting 11 that gets scored the points. The subs don't score points, is my understanding. And what's that in there? There we go. So yeah, that's why I've so yeah, that's bench boost. Sorry. And then finally, triple captain is your captain scores triple points, I should say, because your captain scores double points, is my understanding. And if you play triple captain, then triple points. So that's straightforward. So for me, that's Bunny Shaw, because again, she got 137 points last season. 34% have selected her for this season, and I'm going to be waiting for her to play, you know, a lower team that she's likely to just obliterate. And I'm sorry to say that could be Crystal Palace. But I'm saying that just because they're the new team on the block. So yeah, that's my team. Like I say, I'm new to fantasy WSL, but it's something I want to dip my toes in. Just you know, in terms of this video, it's a one-off video right now, because like I say, I mainly do F1 fantasy on my channel, but I do enjoy football, I enjoy MMA, I enjoy pro wrestling, and I wanted to dip my toes into this, see how I get along during the season, and if it's worth me doing more of this on the channel as well, basically. In terms of this week's fixtures, it's the opening week. Now, at the moment, I don't know if I'm releasing this video this week before game 1, or if I'm going to be releasing it after game 1 and doing a review of how my team did. Right now, I'm minded to release this before game week 1, but I'm just taking it as I go along right now. So that said, the biggest game this weekend, game week 1, is on Sunday, and it's Arsenal versus Man City. So that is where my team could get hit a bit. to be honest. But that said, Chelsea's playing Aston Villa. Aston Villa have been bulking up during the summer, but I think Chelsea is still a shoo-in for a win there. United should beat West Ham. Brighton and Everton could be good. Brighton have been bulking up. They've brought in Frank Kirby from Chelsea on a free transfer, and they brought in Paris from Man United on deadline day. Man City have got some new goalkeepers, which is interesting. So I don't know what's happening with Kieran Keating. Tottenham Palace, I think, could be possibly even. And Liverpool Leicester, I'd sway to more towards Liverpool, but I don't think they've bulked up that much over the summer. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's my fantasy team for the Women's Super League for 2025 season. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do give it a like. And if you enjoy Formula One and want to watch my Formula One team, my Formula One fantasy team, then please do hit that subscribe button. Or if you would like me to do some more fantasy WSL, then please do let me know. I don't know how popular this is yet, personally, or if it is even like when I say popular, what I mean is I don't know if there's a lot of people covering this content wise, and Formula One's coming to the end of its season, so I need something else I can dip my toes in during the winter break. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And if you've got any help or tips for me, that'd be great. And before I forget, if you want to join, I do have a league. It's the Papaya-Stealth Open, and here's the pin. If you want to jot that down and join my league, just for fun and bragging rights, nothing special. But yeah, and I'd love to know who's in your team as well. Let me know. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Bye. For me, going into Singapore, at the moment, I'm minded to stick with my current team. I've got both the McLaren drivers, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Lando Norris had a great race in the end, in my opinion. Obviously, he had the yellow flag incident during qualifying, unfortunately.